everybody. Welcome to Leadership Lessons with Kimberly Benoit. Today, we are going to talk about perfectionistic tendencies. What an appropriate beginning. So what we're actually going to talk about is the fact that there is no such thing as perfect. I'm just going to get it out of the way. There is no perfect job. There's no perfect company, no perfect boss, no perfect employee. Thinking about your life in general, like there's no perfect person, period. There's no perfect projects. Everything comes with its own pros and cons. Sometimes more pros, sometimes more cons. But the idea is always, how do you continue to identify what are the pros and are those worth working toward, on and towards something better. But to get to the idea of, when we're seeking in life and looking around at things and looking at the people who surround us, including ourselves, I'm not saying you can't have high standards, but it's also, you have to have realistic standards of what it means to have something be good enough and have something be okay. So, because the reality is we get stuck around this idea of being perfect and trying to get everything perfect. What we're ultimately doing is getting stuck in a cycle of never moving forward, never taking action on anything, because we're still over here churning on trying to figure out how to make something better than what it currently is. Instead of maybe accepting, man, this is actually pretty good. Like, things may not be perfect. They may not be the greatest of ever, but boy, they actually aren't too bad as they are. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. My videos, I don't edit them. I like to press start, record, get my thoughts out to you as clearly and succinctly as I can, and end it. And the reason I do that is for a couple of reasons. And one is because I want this to feel as much as a conversation as possible. One-way conversation, but still a conversation. Because the reality is, in our everyday life, we don't have the ability to go back and edit out a chunk of a conversation that just didn't go as we liked. Where we maybe said words in a weird way, or something came out unexpectedly, or heaven forbid, in a moment, we said something that actually made a situation way much worse. It's just not real life. You can't go edit things that have taken place, particularly conversations. And so what I want to demonstrate for you here is that reality and that realism. I mean, I could go in and edit and make it super clean and sparkly and make sure everything is right. But my Lord, how long would that take to get this video out? And does it actually make the content of the video better? Maybe. But so far, that's not the feedback that I've gotten. Is that no one said, Kim, oh, you fumbled over your words. I couldn't watch the 4-minute video. It's more along the lines of, is it, in my mind, for me, as long as the content is solid and I am getting out that tip, tactic, or gentle reminder to you in a meaningful way, even if it's not 100% perfect, it's still worthy of being shared. And so what I would encourage you to do is think about, where in your life right now are you creating unrealistically high expectations? It could be around a person. It could be around a project. It could be around anything. Where are you creating such a high expectation? And I'm not saying don't have expectations. Expectations are absolutely important. But where are you creating unrealistically high expectations to the point that you're not moving forward? You are stuck because that you being perfect becomes more about fear of failing, looking stupid, disappointing, because you're trying to get it so much better than what? That you ultimately end up doing nothing. So that is what I want you to think about today. That is what our lesson is about today, is there is no such thing as perfect. please remember that. And if you haven't read my blog post, Great Mentor Advice Lesson 2, which is around don't shoot better for best, because your better is still better than most people's best. It's a great lesson in how to overcome perfectionism, which I'm guilty of. And so this is a real test for me, in putting this out and in saying, you know what, this is good. And people like it. And so that's what's important. And so if you like what you're seeing, please leave me a message, give me anything, tell me anything, subscribe, let me know what you think. And also let me know what other things you would like tips, tactics, and reminders on. Because I just love coming up with these, and hopefully you like them too. So with that, until next time, take care and stay sane.